how do you manage social media during locked in periods? And for me, what I did was there was like time limit on my devices, so there was like screen time limits. So I made sure that I only had like I think 1 hour of Instagram a day or 1 hour of Facebook or Twitter a day. So that was what I did. I kept like strict screen time on my device. I also because you have friends, you have to call people, you have to
Yeah,
text people. I also
yeah,
moved most of that conversation, most of that calling, most of that, keeping in touch with friends. I moved that towards the night time. So after I've achieved my objectives for the day, and I have like time to cool off and to reach out to friends and just be a human being
yeah.
basically.
True, true.
Yeah, and yeah, books are also like a good replacement. So during the day when I feel the urge to doom scroll, I just pick a book I just bought and I just read through that. What else did we do for socials?
For socials, I for me, I did the extreme of uninstalling. Right. I do want to risk screen time because if I do screen time, I'll just type in the password. Right. So for the app I use, I was very I won't say the word. Let's just use addicted. Was Twitter. I just let it go. Like I had to let it go. Then I didn't really used to use Instagram. Right. But I think I picked up content creation at that period, right? I did a bit of content creation at that period where I was just showing my process of how I was designing some 3D characters and stuff like that. So I picked up content creation was a bit of replacement for me too as well with the social media thing, right? So I did content creation, posted on Instagram. I don't use Instagram that much, right? So I had control over that. Twitter was the toxic one for me. Then WhatsApp was a priority because that was my primary source of contact, right? I could not receive phone calls at that period, right? So I had to maintain WhatsApp, right? But I had time limit for WhatsApp actually. Even with the screen time, the time limit on WhatsApp, I mean, it was okay, right? So I think it just depends on you, and that's the thing about locking in intentionality, right? I was intentional to do that. Oh, I don't use Instagram, right? I can make something productive out of Instagram. Twitter is the bad guy, right? I had to let Twitter go. Don't deceive yourself. Don't go and open Twitter on your web on your laptop or something, right? So yeah, I think if I was to say social media, it just depends on who you are and what you feel is the problem. So for some of us, it's TikTok, right? Just delete the app, really, like just let it go. So yeah,
Yeah, and also aside social, one of the things we also did during locking was we were also putting ourselves out there.
yeah,
So for me, I was doing videos where I will record myself during the week learning or programming or building something and post it on my socials every week. At first, it looked a little bit cringe, but at the end of week 16, out of 32 or thereabouts, I got an
yeah,
offer. So
yeah.
then I stopped making those videos. So but putting myself out there was just a way of showcasing or making myself consistent, in learning and creating content of me working and working towards a particular goal. Then also there was more of blogs. I was writing more blogs, more of educative articles about my work, about what I've learned, which I think you should also inculcate in your lock-in process as well.
I think in putting yourself out there, I think there was a period around the second month, right? So I came back on Twitter, but not as how I used to,
Mm.
because I think I started posting my works consistently. I just wanted to try out. I'm not the person to posting, but I wanted to try it out and see like, oh, what opportunities could that open up? And I think that was a period where my social media actually grew.
Mm.
I'm on Twitter. I'm just an observer, but like that time I became a creator on Twitter, right?
Mm.
Instead of just being a consumer. So my following grew. I think into over 150 followers at that period, right? I think I got gigs from Twitter at that point in time. Prior to that, I don't think I've gotten gigs from Twitter actually. I get gigs from other places, but not Twitter. But yeah, just being intentional about what I wanted to use Twitter for. But I didn't stay on it for a while. After that, I just stopped because putting yourself out there is exhausting actually.
Yeah.
And then I just left Twitter again.
That's all. We have any closing words?
Um, I think for locking, right, have clear motives, right? Don't. So I know it's towards the end of the year, whenever this video comes
Yeah.
out, but at the period of recording, it's towards the end of the year, and people are saying, "Oh, let's lock in, let's lock in." It's good, but I mean, we did our locking earlier than that, right? And not because it was the end of the year. This thing, when you're locking in not for survival, just to get better, you tend to get better results because you're patient enough to
Mm.
build yourself, that kind of thing. So yeah, I think that's just what I'll leave you with.
Yeah, so that's all for today, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye.
Ciao. Tell me next recording.